So welcome to Cruise 360. I'm delighted to be here with you this afternoon. And as chair of CLIA, I'd like to encourage you to take absolute full advantage of all the education and networking opportunities that are offered here this week. And I'm sure you will. And I hope you get to tour some of the, I heard a number 14, somebody said 15 ships here in Fort Lauderdale and down the road in Miami, including amazing ships like Royal Princess, or Holland America's Zuiderdam, or Carnival Vista, or even Cunard's Queen Victoria. Now, I want you guys to know I just happened to randomly pick those particular ones from the 15, but in any event, I hope you enjoy checking out the ships. So Cindy told me the theme of my speech today was inform. So staying true to that theme, I thought I'd tell you a couple of stories to give you what I hope will be some insights into the future of our industry and why I personally believe the future looks bright for all of us. So here's my first story. It was almost 50 years ago, back in 1972, most of you weren't even born, in the port of Miami, that a new cruise line launched its first ship, the Mardi Gras. Now, the top songs that year were Roberta Flack's Remember that one? Yeah, and Don McLean's.
I started singing bye, bye, Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee.
Hey, all right, way to go, good job. But you know, I like to think that on the ship that day, you know, as it cruised out of Port Miami, they were playing one of my favorite hits from that year, and it's Al Green's. Hey. Okay, that was a good one, right? So look, it was a bright, sunny and warm day in March, just like today, kind of, you know. And the beautiful new ship was full of travel agents and media on the inaugural voyage of a brand new cruise line called Carnival. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the story about how only a few minutes into the cruise, the Mardi Gras was grounded on a sandbar, just as it was leaving the channel, and how it sat there for more than a day until it was able to get free. And stay together they did, right? And our chairman, Mickey Harrison, was on the Mardi Gras that day with his father, Ted Harrison. And Ted's dream was to start Carnival, and Mickey says they had to pour a lot of free drinks that day, okay? But it worked. And there's nothing quite like having a great true story with a really happy ending. So despite that start, or maybe because of it, for the next 45 years, Carnival Cruise Line grew into Carnival Corporation and also grew in size and stature to become the world's largest leisure travel company with 10 world-leading cruise brands, including, thank you, and thanks, that wasn't just the Carnival people applauding, that's good, okay. Holland America, Princess, Carnival Cruise Line, of course, Cunard, Seabourn, P&O UK, P&O Australia, Costa, AIDA, and Fathom. Now, because we are so large, that scale enables us to be innovative and to try bold new things, like our ocean platform, featuring the Ocean Medallion debuting this fall in the Regal Princess. It allows us to build new ships for new markets, like we're doing for China with Majestic Princess, or for those of you who speak Mandarin, Zhengshi Gongzhu Hao, the first purpose-built ship for Chinese guests, and to invest the time and the money to create new destinations like Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, and to make the effort to reopen not-so-new destinations like we did last year in Cuba, becoming the first to sail from Miami to Cuba in over 50 years. Thank you. Now, our size also enables us to invest in infrastructure like our new ships, like our leading training center and hotel complex in Almere in the Netherlands for training our crew and our bridge and engine crews. And our new ships, many of which will run on liquefied natural gas. Last year, we built a new state-of-the-art training facility I just mentioned for our officers called the Arison Maritime Center, and we often refer to it as C-SMART. Here, our officers spend a week every year getting the latest training on bridge and engine room management, featuring the most advanced simulator, equipment, technology, and instructional tools in the industry. Now, from that one ship, stranded on a sandbar, we have grown to more than 100 ships, cruising over 700 ports around the world, employing more than 120,000 passionate and dedicated employees worldwide, with one focus in mind: exceeding our guests' expectations. And the cruise industry has grown along with us, with an estimated 25.3 million passengers worldwide this year alone, an increase of almost 1 million guests, 1 million each year for the last 10 years. And there has never been a better time to work in the cruise industry. CLIA estimates that in 2015, there were almost 1 million people employed in some aspect of the cruise industry worldwide, either with a cruise line as a travel agent or in the industries directly affiliated like shipbuilding or as suppliers. Now, all of that means that for those of us here in this room today, how lucky we are to be living in the golden age of cruising. Now, these are the greatest days perhaps the industry has ever seen. What you can do on our ships and where the ships can take you has advanced tremendously since the Mardi Gras back in 1972. And there's a magic to cruising, an emotional, almost hypnotic connection to the sea and an excitement to a voyage that you just have to experience to understand. I know many of you have. Now, this is an industry built on dreams. No one has to take a cruise. No one has to take one. It's the dream of cruising to faraway places, the dream of experiencing new things, the dream of romance, the dream of bringing the family closer together, the dream of getting away from the ordinary, and dreams of so much more. And it's our job, all of our job collectively, to help make those dreams come true. Let's take a look.
I think we all have our time machines. Some take us back. They're called memories. Some take us forward. They're called dreams. Where will they take us? What happens when we get there? Will we remain the same? Or will we never be the same again? Individually, we are a drop. Together, we are an ocean.
And all of us together are an ocean. And our goal at Carnival Corporation is to help more of those dreams come true. For us, it's all about the human spirit. It's all about the human spirit. It's about people. We use technology. In fact, we have some of the most spectacular, innovative technology anybody's ever seen about to hit the market. But it's not about technology. It's about people. And this is why your role is so important. And you guys have heard me speak to you before. Some of you have been here before. And honestly, you are absolutely the key to making the relationship between the cruise experience and the guest work. You need to help discover what their dreams are, what your clients' dreams are, and that's what you do. You know, we think it has to start before the guest ever steps on board our ship. Each of our 10 cruise brands are highly differentiated, very different from each other, with a unique sense of community spirit. In fact, the cruise brands from all the cruise companies are highly differentiated from each other. And we're constantly exploring ourselves and our colleagues in the industry, exploring new and more effective tools for travel professionals to help clearly convey the character of each brand to prospective guests, and to match the brand with the guest's needs, with their dreams in that moment. So for example, someone traveling only with their spouse might want to choose Princess, a brand that is known for romance and rejuvenation and discovery. Come back new, as Princess says. But someone cruising with their parents and their kids, and maybe even grandkids, Carnival, or if you're British, P&O, or if you're German, AIDA, might be a better fit. As Carnival likes to say, fun for all for fun. Carnival's a social brand, where people like to be the life of the party, or they just like being around those people who are the life of the party. And no matter where you want to go, or how you like to travel, chances are there is a cruise that will take you there. You may come face to face with penguins in Antarctica, Okay, that's pretty good, guys. All right. What you can't see on there is, it was pretty cold. I had all the Antarctic gear, and right below the bottom there, all the stuff is just rolled down, So I got orange and yellow and all that about right here. But anyway, for a minute I was looking good as a penguin. So, you can explore the great cities of Europe. You can feel the splash of glaciers calving off the coast of Alaska, or you can cruise through the Caribbean as Columbus saw it 500 years ago. Now, who else can create a vacation where you can wake up in your own bed every morning to find the world outside has changed? We are your hotel. We are your dining room. We are your transportation. We're your nightly entertainment. And every day, we give you front row seats to the most amazing places in the world. And here's some good news for all of us. CLIA recently did a survey of travel consumers, both cruisers and non-cruisers. And contrary to stereotypes about cruising just being for old people, CLIA's report shows it's actually the millennials and Gen Xers that are engaging in cruise travel more than ever before. This new cruise generation of millennials and Gen Xers rates cruising overwhelmingly as their favorite type of vacation. The cruise generation also tends to choose cruises so they can be more active and explore new destinations, with the majority saying they will definitely take another cruise. And even among those who have never cruised, a good number of them describe the cruise as the best kind of vacation, meaning there's probably hope for them yet. So we've been working on that new to cruise segment, introducing the idea of cruising into people's conscious, and we've done it in unexpected ways to get them dreaming about taking a cruise, even if they never considered it before. Getting them comfortable, knowing what to expect, and showing them how much fun it can be, and all the great experiences they can have. So we're doing this through our 4 new original television programs. Ocean Treks with Jeff Corrins on ABC. Vacation Creation is on the CW network. Voyager with Josh Garcia is on NBC. And then our latest is Good Spirits. And Good Spirits with Matthew Biancaniello is on A&E. And they show the hosts and our guests interacting on the ships and in fabulous destinations all around the world. And they help plant the seeds of possibility, hopefully, starting that dream in the minds of our future guests. And while we made history in January when we launched the Ocean platform at the Consumer Electronics Show, the world's largest trade show in Las Vegas, what was really important were the billions of positive media impressions generated in publications and broadcasts and outlets that would never have otherwise mentioned or referenced cruise. Because we find a lot of people will dismiss the idea of cruise based on very little information or experience, or on what they mistakenly believe to be true, that they're going to get seasick, that it will be too crowded, boring buffet lines, nothing to do. Maybe they were on a cruise 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or someone in their family or a friend went and just didn't like it because they were on the wrong product for them. You know, we need your help, and we need your help desperately to explain that's not what a cruise is. If you get on the right cruise, it's nothing like that. So what the CLIA study also tells us, emphatically, is that you can't just go along with the stereotypes of who is a cruise person and who isn't. All ages, all cultures, all socioeconomic levels love to cruise. And the challenge is to match the guests with the cruise that will make their dreams come true. Now, as you know, there are so many factors that go into choosing a cruise beyond just destination or brand. Things like the size of the ship, the type of cabin, and even the time of year. All those things can affect the experience in a way that the new-to-cruise segment would never know without your help. So I believe that cruising is not only the best vacation value there is, it is the best vacation, period. And there has never been a better time to cruise than right now. The cruise industry is a total global success story. And that success is in large part because of two men, Ted Arison and his son Mickey Arison, and their dream for the future of the cruise industry. The golden age of cruising that I mentioned earlier, they brought us here. The cruise industry as we know it today barely existed 50 years ago. Now, there was a small ship here or there, but it was the Arisons who first saw the potential of bringing cruising to the ordinary traveler. And from that one small ship cruising out of Miami in the early 70s, they helped build a strong and a very stable industry that provides a living for all the people in this room and so many, many more all over the world. Now, I told you earlier about the Mardi Gras and the beginnings of Carnival, but now I'd like to share a special video which has not yet been fully publicly released. One or two of you may have seen it. It's our chairman, Mickey Arison. He recently sat down and shared his memories of being a small boy who was enchanted with the ocean liners he saw every day in New York City, to his motivation later in life to acquire Cunard and his vision to create the superliner, which today is the Queen Mary II. Let's take a look.
We immigrated to the United States in 1954. I was only 5 years old. We came to the United States on the Mauritania, on Cunard's Mauritania. Our first home was in Manhattan. As a kid, I was going to a day school in the Jersey side over the George Washington Bridge, so I was on that West Side Highway seeing all those amazing ocean liners every day, and remember being fascinated by them, but never knowing that I would wind up very much involved in the industry. We had a long relationship with the owners of Cunard, and they tried to sell us Cunard. And obviously we were in the business of buying brands, and the movie Titanic came out. My daughter talked me into seeing it, saying that there was much more to it, the love story and the tradition and the romance of transatlantic cruising. The success of the movie struck me at the time. Nostalgia of going back to that kind of simpler time that we needed to build a new ship. And it was a very, very challenging project because no one had built a liner in many, many decades. She can handle virtually any kind of weather conditions. in a comfortable way where you can enjoy sailing even in very rough weather. And she was built that way. I mean, she's really a powerful ship and a very, very special ship. When we decided what is the Cunard brand, it's many things, but the one thing it for sure we wanted it to be was the brand of the Queens. And that's why we set out to build Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Mary. After the major remastering project was announced, I talked to my wife and said, you know, it'll be great to see how they've redone the ship and how it came out and how it works on a transatlantic voyage. And so we finally did it. You wake up every morning and there it is, you're at sea, and you get into this kind of almost hypnotic thing where every day, you know, you get up and you have your breakfast. If it's sunny, you go out and get on the balcony and get some sun, or you go to a spa, go to the King's Court. It's amazing the popularity of those balls. You know, the ballroom is always full and people dancing to big band. It really is very much nostalgic, but with that large ship capability, with incredible service and an incredible brand ambiance that's unique to Cunard. It's not really a cruise brand, it's a voyage, and a crossing is a unique bucket list experience. It's really something you should try once, but don't be surprised if you're going to want to do it again after you've tried it once.
Thank you, guys. There's a cruise for everybody. So this is our story, it's our history, but as a key part of this industry, this is also your story. The cruise industry is a great success story, and you're such an important part of that success. You know, our challenge, our goal, and yours is to introduce more people to the joys of cruising, to show them what they've been missing and why this is our golden age. You know, at Carnival Corporation, we pledge to do our part with the greatest vacations and the greatest ships at sea. Your part is to talk to your clients who have never considered a cruise, to help discover their dreams and to at least put cruising on their list of vacation options. Because once you experience a cruise, the right cruise, you can't wait to come back and do it again. And as today's theme reminds us, your job is also to stay informed on the industry's many, many product offerings and constant innovations. Your being here today tells me you are definitely committed to learning and being the best at what you do. We believe that whomever your customer is, there is a cruise perfect for them. And in most cases, probably one of Carnival's world-leading cruise lines is perfect for them. And we would like you to consider our brands always as your first choice. But our goal day in and day out is to exceed our guests' expectations. Our goal is also, though, to exceed yours. Because finally, and most importantly, in these days of political uncertainty, cruising brings us all together. You know, I believe that travel is the antidote. It's the antidote to ignorance, and it's the antidote that the more people cruise and see the world firsthand, the more they understand each other, and they become more empathetic. And ultimately, the world becomes a better and safer place. People discover what's common amongst them, whether it's guest to crew, guest to guest, guest and crew to the destination and the cultures they visit. And once they discover what's common, they learn to celebrate the differences rather than fear them. And how really lucky we are to live in a time when cruising on these fabulous ships all over the world is something we can all, everybody, can enjoy. There's never been a better time to cruise. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for cruising with us and being the great partners that you are. And I sincerely hope you have a fantastic week here at Cruise 360. Thank you guys very much.